Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Let's Talk About It. Let's talk about it. Are you ready, ready, ready? I am so ready. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in today because you could have been anywhere else, but you've decided to join me here and Let's Talk About It. And I am super excited about that. Dan, thank you for tuning in. So glad to see you here with us today. And I have a great topic that I am prepared to share with you. So get your pads and your pens ready. And while you're doing that, I just want to thank you so much for always tuning in, commenting, sharing. Continue to share. And above all, thank you so much for your prayers and the support that you are providing to build your best life. Also, this month, we're doing a challenge of 31 books in 31 days. So if you don't have your copy of Build Your Best Life, the book that's over here behind me, you need to get your autographed copy today. And as well, think about gifting a book to someone. I know you're already shopping for the holidays, so what better gift to give someone than that gift that just keeps on giving, and that's a book. And Build Your Life is a book, if I must say so myself, that can help you because it has basic principles. There are different stories in there that you can relate to, people that you can relate to. So it is a great, great asset. So think about that. And before we leave, I will put up ways in which you can order your copy of the book. But getting to today's topic, I'm going to be talking about listen, the power of hearing our young men. The power of hearing our young men. You know, we can say that we are listening and we hear what someone's saying, but we can, actually look at them and our mind is 1,000 miles away. They can be sitting there pouring their hearts out, but we can be thinking about what we're going to cook for dinner, where we're getting ready to go once they finish talking to you. So are you really listening? And listening is an essential tool for young men. That's one of the ways that they learn, that they thrive, and they can get ideas of things that they may or may not be doing. That's going to help them go to the next level. Good evening, Curly. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're always here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to get right into it. And actually today I'm going to go into a scripture. 1 Samuel 3, 9 and 10. 1 Samuel chapter 3, verses 9 and 10. And I take that back. I don't know why I typed 9 and 10. I'm going to start with first. It's going to be First Samuel chapter 3, but I'm actually going to begin with verse 1. So one night, Eli, who was almost blind by now, had gone to bed. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was sleeping in the tabernacle near the ark of gold. Suddenly, the Lord called out, "Samuel!" "Yes," Samuel replied. "What is it?" He got up and ran to Eli. "Here I am. Did you call me?" "I didn't call you," Eli replied. "Go back to bed." So he did. Then the Lord called out again, "Samuel!" Again, Samuel got up and went to Eli. "Here I am. Did you call me?" "I didn't call you, my son," Eli said. "Go back to bed." Samuel did not yet know the Lord because he had never had a message from the Lord before. So the Lord called the third time, and once more Samuel got up and went to Eli. "Here I am. Did you call me?" Then Eli realized it was the Lord who was calling the boy. So he said to Samuel, "Go and lie down again. And if someone calls you again, say, 'Lord, speak, Lord, your servant is listening.'" So Samuel went back to bed. And the Lord came and called as before, "Samuel, Samuel." And Samuel replied, "Speak, your servant is listening." Okay. So a question I'm going to ask you is why is listening to today's youth essential? Why? So I'm saying that we need to do it, but why is it essential? Great evening, Agnes. Thanks for tuning in. Well, the first reason and the first thing is it is essential to listen. Excuse me. It is essential to listen to young men and women because it builds trust and opens doors for honest conversation. More importantly, it is a sign of obedience. We tell our children, "I will always be here for you, no matter what." But often we get busy on the phone, watching TV, shows or different movies, doing our own thing, or working 24/7. You can't be there for them all the time if you don't know what is going on. Obedience works two ways. So how can you be there for them and know that they have a need going on if you're not listening? And sometimes listening is a little bit more than listening with these. You got to listen with these too. We got five senses, and sometimes if one doesn't work too well, the others have to pop in, right? So, like Eli was responsible for being there for Samuel. So that was just like his guardian because his mom had, and you know the story, his mom had promised him back to the Lord. So she took him to Eli for Eli to groom him to serve the Lord. So he couldn't be too busy sleeping that he just brushed off Samuel as a nuisance. You keep waking me up. Why does he keep waking me up? He could have just like, you know what? Don't wake me up no more. Come back in here. But Eli had to exercise what? Discernment. And he had to pay attention not only to what Samuel was saying, but also to how he was saying it. Excuse me. And he was familiar with Samuel's character. So he knew that Samuel was not playing a game or just running in there for nothing, because he knew the character of Samuel. So because of that relationship, he knew whether he was sincere or playing around. And he was sincere, but at first it was like, why does he keep coming in here? But then when you think about it, how many times have you missed something because you were listening but not hearing? I'm gonna say that again. How many times have you missed out because you were listening but you were not hearing? So, somebody is coming talking to you, and I have to admit I'm guilty of it. And you be talking to me, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and you didn't say you got a minute or excuse me. You just thought, and I'm just thinking about what I'm thinking about. But your children, you have an obligation to be there for them, to know when they need you, what it is they need, and so you will be able to assist them through that. We often want to point out what's not being done or what mistakes they're making, but why did we take the time and listen to be there for them when they needed us? So, think about that. Now, the second reason it is essential to listen to our youth is that it enables them to process their emotions and discover their own voices. The second reason it is important to listen to our youth, our young adults, it is that it enables them to process their emotions and discover their own voices. So you listen to them, you talk to them, they gain confidence, and so then they can speak up a little bit better. Hi, Lionel Clark. Thank you for tuning in. But you have to be still, be quiet sometime. If Eli had jumped up and yelled at Samuel, when he came and said, "You called me, I'm here," Samuel may have, shut down. I heard him call me, and now he's yelling at me, so I'm not going back in there. So if we don't look at them, pay attention, and say something to let them know that we are listening, they may shut down. If they shut down and they're not coming at us and we're not there to support them, where is it that they're going? Who is it that they are talking to that may be listening? It may be somebody that we don't want them talking to. So, Eli back during this time was almost blind. And as I stated earlier, when one of your 5 senses begins to deteriorate, one of the other senses may take up that slack. So Eli probably couldn't see the expression on Samuel's face when he came in, but he could hear the emotion in his voice. "Yes, you called me, here I am. I'm here to serve. That's what my mom brought me here for. What is it that you need from me? I'm ready." So he couldn't slip up on and miss this. This was part of his assignment, because he was that advocate between God and Samuel. So he had to be open, have discernment, and be ready. So remember, parents, you are your child's first teacher. So you have to be there. You have to know how to listen. You have to know how to interpret that voice. You say, "Hi, how was school today?" And they said it was good. Okay. Now you can hear, but can you hear? Did that really sound like they had a good day? Did they say, "Oh, it was great"? You know what we learned today? Or even if they said, "Hey, we went out to recess and we learned a new game, and I played baseball and I scored." But if they just say, "It was good," was it really good? You should know your child well enough to know and hear the emotion in their voice and tell whether it was really a good day, or do you need to ask some more questions or listen a little bit closer. So Eli had that responsibility to do the best job that he could with Samuel's training. So if Eli had intimidated Samuel or made him feel stupid. People can do that. We can do that. We can make you feel like you're stupid, you're being a pest, you're getting in my way, I don't want to be bothered, go away. What? Eli could have messed up Samuel's life. He was there to learn, he had an assignment, but if that person that was supposed to be there to nurture him, to be in the gap for him, didn't want to be bothered with him, what was he going to do? Okay, you have to think about that. So when your child comes to you, listen without judgment. Don't make them feel that they are bothering you, and be transparent as needed. Be as transparent as needed. You have to be still. I hope this is helping someone, because it helped me while I was writing it. Because, I'm human. I try to be honest and transparent, and sometimes I forget. I need to be listening. I need to slow it down, because I'm always doing something. Wait a minute, let me slow down. Let me listen. What's going on? What do I hear in my child's voice? Okay, and they're adults, so I've been working on them for a while. So if you got somebody that's young, you really need to get engaged and do that listening and be there for them. Now, the third reason it is essential to listen to that child, that teenager, that young adult, is that it shows them their thoughts and feelings matter. Their thoughts and feelings matter. When you take the time to be quiet and listen, you can also discern and interpret the meaning more clearly. Now, Eli didn't yell at Samuel. He just told him to go back to bed. And he didn't tell him these words. I'm just paraphrasing, but until discernment kicked in. So Eli realized that it was the Lord that was talking to Samuel. So he didn't try to explain it to him or tell him something. He knew that if the Lord was calling Samuel, he would make sure that, there was a sign. So he sent Samuel back and told him what to listen for. So he was in tune. He felt the emotions, and then he sent Samuel back. So he instructed him, and next time you hear that voice, what did he tell him to say? You call me, Lord, here I am. So when you listen, you give the Holy Spirit time to work. You're not always rushing. So, we say we pray and we meditate and we ask the Lord this. But do we listen and take that time to get a response? So we need to hear what is not said, interpret body language, and understand the underlying issues. Now you're saying, okay, Deborah, so yeah, I know I'm supposed to listen. So why are you talking to me about this today? How's that going to help me? Well, let me tell you why. Here are some positive results for you. It can strengthen your bond. Active listening signals that you care about your child's thoughts, their feelings, and strengthening their emotional connection and bond. And think about it. It doesn't even have to be your child. It can be your significant other. It can be another relative. But it lets them know, they care. They're really listening. They're asking me questions. I have their attention. It also gives increased trust. So by creating that safe space that's free of judgment, interrogation, you show them that they can trust you with their worries as well as their successes. Because, if it was something good going on, they tell you, hey, this is what I did. And you're like, yay, I know you could do it. So they got to feel just as comfortable coming to you when it's something that they're worried about. This can increase their self-disclosure and their willingness to share significant issues in the future. And that's what we want to do. Even, older people of my age, we feel like we can't go to people and talk to people without being judged. People, you hearing it somewhere else, you confiding in this person, but then you hear somebody else repeating it. then you tend to what? Keep it inside. And that's what happens when you hear about, well, I don't know what happened. She was fine. And then all of a sudden, she started having a little situation. She started not talking to anybody. Okay, that mental health started kicking in because of the way that people have treated that individual when they needed help. And so now they've shut down and the emotions is causing inner turmoil. So it also provides enhanced mutual respect. You can respect someone when they're coming to you and they're trying to tell you, well, this is what's going on. Are they showing you what's going on and you hear it? You can let them know, well, I'm here for you. I'm not going to try to get in your business, ask you things that I shouldn't ask you or pry. But if you need to talk with me, I'm always here. I'm just a phone call away. It reduces conflict. It improves self-esteem because I can go and I can talk to this person. They're not going to judge me. I can be myself no matter what it is. Hey, that makes a person feel good. I can go and talk to this person and I know they're not going to make me feel this big. That makes you feel really, really good. It provides greater emotional intelligence. So it's okay to show my emotions. I don't try to have to keep my emotions all tied up inside. I know it's okay if I get emotional, if I start to cry, if I get sad, it's okay. So it teaches them to express their emotions as well. It gives them better problem-solving skills because as you find out that they need you and you can talk back to them and you start saying, well, if this is going on, these are some of the tips that you can do. Like I used to always tell my kids, well, I don't know, if I want to take this job, I want to do this, I want to go to school, I want to do this. Hey, get a sheet of paper and a pen and write 2 columns, pros and cons. Write down all the reasons why, if you make this decision to do what you're thinking about doing, all the good things, positive things it's going to provide for you or them and their families. And then do the same thing about those things that will have a negative bearing on you or you and your family. And then waver 2. So that is showing them, oh, okay, I got problem solving skills. I can go in there and I can do some things. So you are helping them that way as well. It boosts their well-being. According to one study, it says that parental listening increases a teen's sense of connection and autonomy, which in turn enhances their overall well-being. So listening and letting them know that you're there is going to increase their well-being. And so that's a good thing, right? Right. So those are some of the things that we want to make sure that we are doing. And then on the other, when you look at it, on the other hand, you're not only improving that relationship that you have with them, but you're helping them as well. And so that's a win-win. If they can feel more confident, have a better sense of well-being, understand that it's okay to use their emotions, understand, hey, I might be 35, I might be 25, I might be 19, I might be 1,000 miles away from home, but my mom and my dad still has my back. My grandmother still has my back. I can still go to my mentor. Those things help. So when I'm talking about listening, I'm talking about more than, okay, your hearing's good and you can hear the words. You got to hear the words, take the words in, enhance, and let those words come into your spirit and, work with it. Those are the type of things that you want to happen. And when we can help others to feel better, be better, they will do better. And if they're doing better, we should be over the top excited that we were able to assist. If you can help one person a little bit, you don't know how that is. I know I have, uh, just knowing somebody that may be ill. It's not just having situations like in school or relationships or whatever, but it may be somebody that's ill and they're used to going, and they're stuck in the house. They can't go anywhere. They can't do the things they used to. And you think about them and you pray for them, but do you ever call them up? And to call somebody and say, hey, you've been on my mind, so I thought I'd call you. And for them to say, oh, you don't know how that made me feel for you to hear you say you thought about me and you called me. So it doesn't take much for us to reach out and help and assist someone along the way. Because think about it. Somebody somewhere has reached out and helped you. Someone sat down and listened to you. And you may say, well, I didn't have a good relationship with my mom or my dad. But did you have a good relationship with someone? It could have been a teacher. It could have been a neighbor. It could have been a mentor, a pastor, anybody. I know in your life, someone's been there for you. So, sometimes we have to, not always think about the negative things that have happened, but those positive things that has helped us to grow and be stronger. And so I just wanted to break down this listening a little bit and relate it to Samuel and Eli and how he listened, and then how Samuel went back and he listened and he was able to hear, what God had for him. So I hope that it was a lesson that resonated with someone and helped someone, because that is my aim, to always try to be helpful to help someone that's listening. And if it doesn't help you, for you to say, hey, well, I know somebody that, they mentioned this or mentioned that, and maybe I can reach out to them. I can share this with them. So you can share it, because it never goes down. And you might say, oh, shoot, I wish I had shared. Now it's too late to share. It's not too late to share. You can still hit that link, or just tell them to go out on Build Your Best Life. On Facebook, go to Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith. Go on YouTube, Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith. Go on live. On YouTube, go to live, and they can find the recordings. And if it's the latest one I did, normally it'll tell you this streamed an hour ago, 3 hours ago, 2 days ago. So it's never too late to share. I heard something last week that she said she had a guest on there, and that guest was phenomenal. You need to go back and listen to it. It's never too late. So please continue to share. I appreciate everything that you do, and sharing is a big part of that. And I mentioned earlier about the 31 books in 31 days. And I told you that I would give you the information when you can't order that book. So if you don't already have a copy of that book back there, Build Your Best Life, you're missing out on something that can help you, help someone, and you can gift it to someone that it can help. You can get a copy of the book by going on my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. It's www.buildyourbestlife.org. And you can order your autographed copy. Or you can email me at byblwdsmith@gmail.com. That's blbywdsmith@gmail.com. Get your autographed copy. If you prefer, you can do Amazon, but you won't get an autographed copy. But I will get that to you. I have them in stock. I get your book to you quickly. And you may say, well, shoot, I'm over here in the Bahamas. How am I going to get you? Hey, I got books over in the Bahamas. So you can contact me. I'll get in contact with my source there, and you can get your book. So please help us out with that. We're trying to get these books in as many hands as we can. because it helps others when they can relate. Sometimes people learn by listening, but I know people are busy. You don't always have time to sit and listen, but you can get the same content, the same basic principles here in this book. And then you can, do it when you want to, put it down, pick it up, whatever. But I guarantee when you pick it up, you're not going to want to put it down and let it stay down, because there are going to be stories in there that you can relate to, people that you can relate to, Muhammad Ali, Barack Obama, different people, Steve Jobs, Shad Khan, the owner of the Jaguars, different people. So you want to reach out and get that book or gift that book to someone. And that is the aim of Build Your Best Life, because we want to help as many as we can, one person at a time all over the world. So again, thank you so much for tuning in today. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join me here on Let's Talk About It. So I hope that you enjoyed this talk on listening and the power that can bring to our young people. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember that building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. And I hope to see you Tuesday when we have another segment of Blueprint for Success. My guest is going to be Amy Matthews, and she lives in Jacksonville, Florida. Amy is amazing. You have to come and hear her story. So tune in. That's Tuesday the 28th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Central Time. So I hope to see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye. Be blessed. Stay safe.